Sophia, superwoman, funny, sassy, caring, and honest, lover of tacos, naps, and wine, who believed she is a rock star, who wanted love, friendship, and respect, who used to be selfish, look the other way, and not care, who gave my heart, my soul, my all, who said, "You're killing me, Smalls." Huereca-Contreras. As I walked into the classroom, I could feel the excitement of the children. They had been building up to this art lesson. Kids nowadays are obsessed with emojis. There's even a movie about them. The students were able to create emojis using a cray pen. I had never heard of cray pens until this day. The cray pen is an amazing art tool. The cray pen is basically lets you paint with crayon wax. Before the lesson began, the teacher went over the rules and instructions with the students. This class was very well behaved during the rules and instructions. The students were all able to understand what was expected of them and how it could be dangerous if they played around because the cray pen gives off some heat. Students recreated some amazing emojis. They really showed their creativity by tweaking some of the emojis. Overall, this was a great art lesson. The students were exposed to the history of pointillism. They were shown many artists who used this technique to create great works of art. I was not sure what to expect as I drove into the parking lot of the Fresno Art Museum. I saw a huge red sculpture out front, which I thought was pretty neat. As my daughter and I walked in the front doors, we saw different types of art on the walls and sitting in front of the walls. We were told the rules of the museum and left on our own. The first gallery room we walked into was the gallery of Maurice Cohen. I thought his work was pretty colorful and eye-catching. I moved along to another room. I was taken back by this room. There were a lot of pre-Columbian statues. They kind of freaked me out. I did get to see a painting by Diego Rivera, which was beautiful. My brother actually has a replica of that painting. Another room had work by Bay Area artist Joan Schultz. I was not a fan of her work, so I walked out of the room and found my way back to the Maurice Cohen's gallery of work. I felt most attracted to his painting called Synthesis from 2016. There was a room with the AIDS memorial quilt, but I felt uneasy in that room, so I had to leave. I'd never been to a museum before, and I actually enjoyed myself. I have learned I do not give myself enough credit when it comes to creating my own work of art. I still do not think that I am creative, but I now know that I have the ability to create art. I have also learned that art does not have to be perfect. It is messy, it is bright, it is dark, it is whatever you make of it. Art can show such emotion that others may not see or understand, but that is okay. Some art can express so much emotion that you can feel it when you look at it or hear it. I am glad to say that I now have a better understanding of the 8 elements of art. I hope to be able to teach in a way that all of my students will have no fear in creating their own artwork. I want to ensure that I am not only explaining art to them, but showing them and helping them to have a better understanding of how certain types of art is created. Growing up, I was never really confident in creating art, and I do not want my students to feel that way. I want them to be confident in all that they create. I hope to be able to encourage my students to create art in their own way, to think outside of the box and not be like everyone else. To further my understanding of the visual arts instruction, I plan to keep learning new ways to help students understand. I will also seek help from other educators to see what works for them and see if there is something I can use in my own classroom. There is always room for learning, and just because I will be the teacher doesn't mean the learning stops for me. After reading about visual thinking strategies, it would be beneficial for the students' education if all school districts implemented this. As long as I continue to be open-minded to new ideas and new ways of teaching visual arts, I believe I will be able to continue teaching children how to be open to their own creativity.